So hello everyone, welcome to you all to the YouTube channel of Developers and Coders Club of NIT Agartala. Myself Amit Sangvist, I am a second year student at NIT Agartala. So today we are going to discuss the problem from the latest LeetCode uh, partition string into substring with values at most k. So you are given a string S consisting of digits from 1 to 9 and an integer k. A partition string S is called good if each digit of S is a part of exactly one substring and the values of each substring is less than or equal to k. So we have to return the minimum number of substrings in a good partition of S. If no good partition exists, then we have to return -1, right? So let's understand the problem statement first. So we are here we have given a string and an integer k. So this this string S is called good. This is called good if we can take every integer from this string S into a substring and all the substring are less than all the substrings are less than this 60, right? So basically let's take this. So how can we do this? How can we check? First let's understand this. So I have the string as 1 6 5 4 6 and 2, right? 2. We have this string. So when we take the substring of length 1, then I know 1 is less than 60. So we have to return, let's see, we have to return the minimum number of substrings, right? So we can take the maximum possible length of substring we can take, right? So here the when we take 1 as a substring, 1 is less than 60. So and now when we take 6, so this combined make 16. 16 is also less than 60. 16 is also less than 60, I know. And when we are trying to take 5 also, because we are trying to take the maximum substring which can less than 60, right? So this 165 which is greater than 60, so we can't take 5 in this substring, right? So in the first substring we only take, in the first substring we have 1 and 6, right? And I just remove all the other part. We have to remove all the other part, right? So I have take 1 6 and now I have 5 4 6 2. So in the second case this is removed, this is in the first substring. So when we are going to take 5, 5 is also less than 60, we can take 4, then this combined make 54, which is also less than 60, so I can take 54 as well. And when we are trying to take 6, let's make 562, which is greater than 60. So in this case we can't take 6 in this substring. So the second substring is comprised of 5 and 4, right? So in the second substring we have 5 4. Now now the remaining string is 62. So the remaining string is 62. So in this case when we are trying to take 6, 6 is also less than 60. 6 is also less than 60, and when we trying to take 2, this makes 62, but 62 is greater than 60, so we can't take 62. So in this case in the third in the third in the third partition we take only 6, right? And in the fourth absolutely we have to take 4. So in this case we have to take, we are we we divide this string into 4 partitions: 1 6, 1 6, 5 4, 6 and 2, right? So in this case we have to return 4 because the minimum number of substrings are 4. Let's take another example from this. This is 238 182 and 5. So in the second example, we had 238 38652 as the string and k as 5. K is 5 in this case. So when we are trying to take 2, we can take 2 in the first substring, and when we are trying to take 3, this make this 23. 23 is greater than 5, so we can't take. So in the first we only take in the first substring we take 2, and in the next we can take 3, and when we are taking trying to take 8, this makes 38, which is less than which is greater than 5, so we can't take 8. So in this case we have to only take 3. And in the third substring, when we are trying to take 8, we found that 8 is greater than 5. So in this case we can't take a single digit. So this string is not a good, because we can't take this digit in any of the substrings, right? We can't take 8. When we take 8, 8 is greater than 5, so in this case we can't take 8, right? So in this case, we have to return -1 because this string is not good. So the basic idea of this problem is that we only iterate any string. Let us say we have 165. So we just iterate from the left side over the string, and we are trying to take the maximum substring, which is less than the given k value, right? The maximum substring which is less than the given k value, and we just increase the count value and return this. And if any digit found that this which is a single digit is greater than the k value, then in this case we can't make this string good, so in this case we have to return -1. So I hope the problem should be clear to you all. So uh, let's see the code for this problem which I read. So yeah, uh, first I store the length of the string in the variable n, right? And I make a count value variable which stores the number of minimum substrings we need for this good string. So yeah, and we make a string current which stores the current substring value from the string, right? And as I make a temp which stores an integer value. So I just iterate from the left side from 0 to till n. So I check if the single digit, uh, this is for taking the single integer from the string. So when we take a single integer and found that it is greater than k, so in this case we have to just return -1 because mm, we can't perform we can't make this string as good. This string is not good, so we have to return only -1. And if this case is not present, then we just increment our count, our current, as the uh, as this say, the and this string is for converting a string into number. So by this string we can directly convert a string into a number, right? So I have to write string any name and the here the string, and now we just pass the name of string and these two symbols, and then temp is an integer, so the whatever the value in the check, which this copies into the temp, right? And the temp is a integer, so it's makes this string as integer. So I check simply if the temp is greater than k, I just increase the count of the number and make the current as the string, right? And finally, if I take this, and then the length of the current is also greater than 0, then I have also increment the count, and finally I have to return the count, right? Because count store the minimum number of substrings we are using. So let's run the code. This should be fine. So submit is quickly, and this is accepted. So yeah, I hope this should be clear to you all. Thank you.